Good evening, gladiators. We who are about to play salute you. Tonight is a special Oli Plays because tonight is the first time I'm playing a game from the modern era. In fact, a new game which has just come out. Now this game is called Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, and this is a game that's just come to me and won't be around for long because apparently it's part of a longer Kickstarter package. And so I've got a Steam key for it. I'm trying it out tonight, and it'll be gone again in a few days and then re-released. So I thought now's the time to try it out. Let's get into it, and I'll talk to you a bit about it along the way. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. Now the story behind Bloodstained is an interesting one because this is one of the first Kickstarters way back in 2015. A guy called Koji Igarashi, who was the producer of the old Castlevania series for Konami for many years, or one of the producers of, parted ways with Konami and decided that he'd like to make a spiritual sequel to Castlevania, and so he put a Kickstarter out for this game and asked for $500,000. Guess how much money he got? $5.5 million, which is pretty incredible. So for tonight's gameplay, I'm using the 8-bit Do. Now this is a great controller, really cool, good wireless controller. I've set up the controls. Now I did a very quick playthrough for a few minutes before I set up the video just to make sure it all worked, but I'm just about in the dark as you are, so we'll just get into it together. Game start. Now what we're seeing here is save is a little 8-bit Castlevania game that's been released almost as a teaser for the main event, which is very much a 3D game with a 2D fixed camera. Veteran difficulty, that's fine. Ooh. There was once a man who had been given the moon's curse by demons. That man was Zengetsu. Wrapped in crimson garb with eyes like fire, he relentlessly pursued the demons who cursed him. As he journeyed from one pit of darkness to another, he would stop at nothing until he struck down every last demon in his path. One night he sensed the looming presence of a great demon. He swore to eradicate all demons, no matter how much of a threat they posed. Bathed in moonlight, he cried out as he drew his sword, which consumed the darkness from within its wretched steel. On that night, either the demons or the moon itself would feel the wrath of his blade. Alright, Anne Rice, this is not pretty generic stuff, but look. Here we are, this is the 8-bit version of the game, and you play a sort of a Simon Belmont type character, and you're in a forest of some kind. Interesting. And you can move around left and right, and of course use your weapon. I was using some kind of run and jump. Oh, cool. Locomotive. That's kind of a nice touch. Some kind of like ghostly locomotive in the background. It has some parallax scrolling. It's emulating the 8-bit era, but is actually a modern game, you know, of course. Has a nice smooth tween on the transition between areas, which is what you can tell is often the hallmark of a modern game, because back in the day, very few games had that smooth tweening in between areas. So now we're in some kind of dank mansion of some kind. Very classic Castlevania. You know, this is very reminiscent of Castlevania. You know, the lanterns you can shatter and items come out, and the staircases that go into the background. It's using an interesting 8-bit palette with some parallax scrolling, which is kind of nice. So this game was first touted in 2015, or the main one was, and I was one of the backers, and I think I backed it for $30 or $40. But there's been so many delays for this game, and it's incredible. So the main game, it features a sort of vampire girl, and it's using, you know, quite realistic, stylish, but 3D graphics on this 2D plane. Very colourful, quite pink. For me, it doesn't really capture Castlevania. It's I don't know. I honestly think it looks almost kind of hideous. I haven't been a fan of the art style, and they've really been sort of pandering to the sort of the anime Sailor Moon type character, which is fine, but it just, I don't know, it's a little cutesy for a Castlevania game. From the early videos I've seen of it, I'm not holding out that much hope, but then other people have seemed pretty excited about it, so we'll see. The other thing is, $5.5 million to make a Castlevania game? I don't think so. I don't know what they've been doing with all the money. There's been a lot of Kickstarter emails, and they keep telling you about the fan art or the composers they've hired and that kind of thing. But very little gameplay, and that has been a bit of a worry. Oh, cool, Secret War. So, yeah, I haven't been that excited about this Ritual of the Night coming out, but this Curse of the Moon is a nice little surprise, because, you know, it feels very much like a Castlevania. What can I use on him? Oh, cool, so that's my magic ability. So getting some magic as you go through the castle, killing rats everywhere, always rats in a castle. I'm not sure what those bags of stuff do. Apparently there's 8 levels in this game, and multiple characters that you can adventure through levels with, which is kind of nice. Ah, cool. So we're off in the back of the locomotive now. It's a nice touch. You know, honestly, I feel like I prefer this to Ritual of the Night. I haven't even played Ritual of the Night, but this is more my kind of game. I like real retro feeling. Oh, killed by a chandelier. Cool, so we've got 2 lives left. Very much like an arcade game. The original Castlevanias were tough as nails. I remember having Super Castlevania 4 on the Super Nintendo, and it was just a real bastard. So tough. And full of bugs and misleading bits. Whoa. I wonder if I can use power on that. Oh yeah. The trusty whip. Does that actually use... Oh no, I don't think that actually even uses magic. That's just like your secondary ability, which is kind of cool. Whoa! Some weird pink dog. The colours are all over the shop, but in a nice way. Quite like the palettes they're using. Ah, cool. Now we're on top of the train. Now I can tell you that probably back in the Super Nintendo days, this game would not have scrolled anywhere near as fast. But this is a sort of a retro game and feeling, and very much in the style of like Shovel Knight from a few years ago, which is an awesome game and really captured the retro era without the pains of the retro era. So the controls feel a little tighter. You've got a few modding constraints in being able to save the game and, you know, walk around areas and that kind of thing. Whoa, what's that? So we can use that again. Oh, weapon. I wonder. Oh, okay, our weapon thing up there. So you, right? So every time you get one of those little blue jugs, you get more of your weapon power. Whoa! I don't like those guys. That weapon's a bit crap. Not a fan. I missed the whip thing we had down here. Ooh. Oh, Ratus. At least we haven't come across any evil bats. What the hell is that thing? Hello, please let me in. No. Guess we gotta fight this sort of stone creature. Ah. Oh. That wasn't good. Alright. One more life left for our erstwhile vampire. Yeah, look, you know, not a lot of originality about it so far, but it feels like it could be a, you know, easily be a faithful entrant in the Castlevania series. And I'm happy about that. It's the kind of game that if this was on Switch, I'd definitely play it. I'd love it. Go check out the video for Ritual of the Night if you can find it on YouTube. I mean, I haven't made one, but check out some footage of it and you'll see what I mean. It has this strange... It almost looks quite dated. It's... Yeah, kind of like, it sounds unkind, but it feels a little bit like a, you know, a university project or something. Just the lighting doesn't feel right. The characters, I don't know. I'm a bit down on it, and I should probably, you know, judge it once I've played it. Although, you know, $5 million, that's a hell of a lot of money, and you can make a lot of good indie games with that. And so, you know, they got their work cut out for them, and they, you know, they owe it to people to make a good game for that kind of money. It's crazy how much money these Kickstarters can raise. I've thought about doing a Kickstarter for Swords and Sandals one day, maybe. Let me know in the comments if you back that. That would be cool. We could do a really cool big Swords and Sandals multiplayer game. Alright, let's try our luck with this guy again. So, jump. Well, what? You hit him once. Is that the end for us? One more. One of the things with these games is you do end up replaying areas quite a lot, and that can get a bit tiresome. Well, especially if you're not like good at it. I don't know what those things are. They're kind of like Medusa or something like that. Let's climb. Actually, we should check out what's over here. Nothing. Maybe I checked that out before. Who knows? Anything over here? No secrets for us? Oh, come on. In Castlevania there would have been a secret. Here we are on top of the train again. With the ominous castle off in the distance. Those things, they've been causing me a lot of grief. Oh. Damn it, so we're going to this boss fight with almost no health. I don't like our chances. Come on, rat, give me something. I need a heal, buddy. Timing. Timing's so bad. Alright, so we can't afford to get hit once. Hey, wow, it wasn't even that tough at all. It just took 2 hits. What was I thinking? There is hope in the darkness. Yep, we're down to our last life. Oh, cool, we got some food. I'm not sure what I ate, but it was probably a roast chicken or something, as is always the way. Nothing tastes better than roast chicken found on a wall. So we've left the train now. Whoa! What is that? Monstrosity. Almost kind of steampunky with the gears and cogs and so on. And I know Castlevania did have some sort of clock towers and that kind of thing. Whoa! Now I'm pretty sure the old 8-bit era couldn't really do this kind of huge sprite manipulation like this, with all the, you know, 3 layers of parallax or 4 layers going on. So I guess you use that, get up there, and then hit him in his face. Oh! Ah! Into the fire I fell. 'Tis over. Game over. Style change, what does that do? Ah, you can do casual difficulty or something. Anyway, that's Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. Pretty cool for a, you know, a mini game. Like a, you know, it's not the real offering, but it's not terrible at all. It's a game I would definitely play again, and you know, if I saw this on the Switch store or something, or on Steam, if it was cheap, I'd probably give it a go. The jury definitely remains out on Ritual of the Night. I'll wait and see, but like you, I'm expecting big things for $5.5 million. Alright, that's it for now. If you enjoyed this video, please send me a like and a subscribe. Write in the comments below maybe your first Castlevania memories, and maybe we can do some more Castlevania games. I'd love to do a playthrough of Symphony of the Night, which was my favourite of that era, and I think that Bloodstained would be hard pressed to match the giddy heights of that classic Castlevania era games. That's it for now. Next video will be an Ultimate video, and that'll be coming up in the next day or two. Alright, bye for now.